Paul Heyman was brutally attacked by Solo Sikoa and his bloodline inside Madison Square Garden in late June, the last time anybody saw him. On Friday, Roman Reigns tried to reach the wise man via phone, but his line was disconnected. WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray thinks that during Survivor Series War Games, Heyman will return with the fifth all-bloodline member. The offer has been flatly rejected by Seth Rollins twice as of this writing. Even though he is the fifth member of Sikoa, former World Heavyweight Champion Bronson Reed has no desire to get engaged in the OTC's operations. Bully Ray made an assumption on who should recruit the All Bloodline's fifth member when appearing on Busted Open, suggesting that Paul Heyman should do it. Ray thinks Rollins will stick to his choice since he has been so outspoken about how he feels about the group. Someone with ties to the Wiseman, on the other hand, may be involved. Many think it's completely absurd for Heyman, who has built a reputation for betraying his customers, to return to the OTC after his June expulsion from television. To relive the thrilling part, watch the video up above. Nothing is impossible, according to WWE expert Sam Roberts, who recently addressed the continuing plot on his Not Some Wrestling podcast. He exposed himself as the master manipulator when he brought up the prospect of The Rock's return to SmackDown. It seems to Roberts that Reigns may have failed to establish rapport with Heyman because of the veteran's current alliance with the final boss. Kurt Angle, a WWE Hall of Famer, recently praised Heyman and Triple H, WWE CCO, for the current boom in wrestling. Angle claims that they are well versed in the company and can ensure its continued success in the years to come. Whenever Paul Heyman enters the limelight, he has a way of causing chaos, since he is one of the most intelligent people in WWE history. Throughout Roman Reigns' dominating reign as WWE Universal Champion, Heyman served as special counsel, and he repeatedly demonstrated that his presence elevated any plot. A WWE icon recently dropped a clue that Heyman would be back on SmackDown soon, and not only to handle the show, but also to welcome a new member to the WWE Universe. Fans are excitedly arguing the identity of this enigmatic stranger, and this discovery has ignited extensive debate. Would a returning legend be the one? An exciting newcomer? Or maybe an unanticipated outsider making their WWE debut? The tale may go in many different directions, so let's take a look at what might happen if Heyman came back. It is essential to consider Heyman's legacy in order to grasp the gravity of his possible comeback. Many of the most famous wrestlers owe a great deal to Heyman, who has been instrumental in their careers as managers, advocates, and on-screen strategists. Heyman has an unrivaled talent for creating captivating stories and enhancing the character of a superstar. This was evident throughout Brock Lesnar's epic reign, CM Punk's historic tenure as WWE Champion, and Roman Reigns' tribal chief period. Someone is clearly destined for greatness if WWE is bringing him back to introduce someone fresh. When Heyman backs an athlete, it's an indication that WWE thinks they have what it takes to be a main event champion. Some WWE great, maybe Triple H, John Cena, or even The Undertaker, just delivered the news in an interview that Heyman will soon be seen on SmackDown. Although he didn't say much, the legend did hint that a new era will begin for WWE with Heyman's comeback. Someone who will redefine what it means to dominate was how they characterized the newcomer Heyman is talking about. Fans around the WWE Universe are going to great lengths to decipher this cryptic tease and find out who this mysterious individual is. The key to unlocking Heyman's new client's mystery is revealing their identity. A few of the more interesting alternatives are these. 1. Braun Breaker, a game changer on the horizon. Heyman seems to be the perfect mentor for Braun Breaker, the NXT superstar and a second-generation wrestler. His intense personality, natural talent, and family history as the nephew of Scott Steiner and son of Rick have already propelled him to the top of WWE's developing system. When Breaker joins up with Heyman on SmackDown, he has a shot at facing superstars like Roman Reigns, LA Knight, or even a comeback Brock Lesnar at main events. 2. The unrealized potential of Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu of Major League Wrestling, MLW, would be a thrilling addition to WWE if they were to recruit an outsider. Fatu is a member of the legendary Wwe wrestling family and is known for his exceptional combination of speed and strength. He may introduce a new group or cause friction with Roman Reigns as a result of his partnership with Heyman, which would fit well into the continuing bloodline storyline. 3. Accompanying Orton Randy. Many people are wondering whether Randy Orton will come back. Even though Orton has a legendary reputation, he may be able to reimagine it via a collaboration with Heyman. Orton, who may be seen as a more mature and intellectual take on the Viper, may benefit from Heyman's guile in order to prolong his career and establish his dominance in unconventional ways. 4. A Gable Steveson debut. Gable Steveson, who won gold in the Olympics, has tremendous promise despite a shaky beginning to his WWE career. With Heyman on his side, Steveson has a chance to overcome his first setbacks and establish himself as a serious contender in the WWE. To establish Steveson as a respectable celebrity, Heyman's skill in showcasing real athletes, like Brock Lesnar, would be priceless. 5. Solo Sikoa's roar. Might Heyman decide to side with Solo Sikoa? Despite slowly carving out his own, the youngest member of the bloodline has not yet emerged from Roman Reigns' shadow. An epic family war may break out if Heyman were to bring Solo on as his new client, marking a significant change in the bloodline's power dynamic. 1. A public notice. On SmackDown, mysterious video packages would be shown to build up to Heyman's return. The promos, which were narrated by Heyman himself, would use foreboding language such as, "The WWE Universe will never be the same," and "The next great disruption is coming." The purpose of these teasers is to generate anticipation for the announcement by keeping people guessing. Part 2. The returns area. The energy on SmackDown would be over the roof on the night that Heyman returned. At the end of the program, Heyman would give one of his famous speeches while standing in the center of the ring, microphone in hand. Lines like, "Esteemed friends and visitors, allow me to introduce myself. This evening, I am here to announce the birth of a revolutionary, a victor, a shaker of the status quo," would generate tension and tantalize the audience. This is more than a customer. Imagine a world where this is made. At long last, the stage would go dark, somber music would begin to play, and the WWE Universe would be left in awe as the new superstar made their grand debut. 3. Direct effects. The customer of Heyman would not hesitate to make themselves known. Their entrance would likely cause a stir, whether it was by disrupting a match, assaulting a major superstar, or dropping a character-defining promo. After that, WWE would include this newbie into big storylines, making sure they're a mainstay on SmackDown.